I'm sitting here with somebody that I've known for 30 years, I guess. 1980, isn't it right, Hap?
That's true.
A gentleman by the name of Hap Pomerantz, who is a legend in the Kai's company. He works out of our Coral Springs office. Before we even get into real estate, I want to mention something that a lot of people don't realize, and that is that Hap is a musician. He actually had a scholarship to FSU. And Hap, tell us a little bit about why you decided to not pursue that and get into real estate.
I'm up at FSU, and we have auditions. Everybody plays in your beginning class, and there were 19 people in my class, Phil, and everybody did their little auditions. I was a piano player. I sat down. They tried to give me some direction of where I should take my career. And after the 19 of us auditioned, I quickly realized that I was the worst of the 19. So I quickly switched my major from music to real estate, and the rest is history.
Were you telling me a little bit about a flight at graduation between your father and Ted Pappas?
Yeah, that's how all this started. I was graduating from FSU. One of my classmates happened to be Ted Pappas' son, Tim. And my dad and Tim and his father, the whole families had grown up in Miami. So they're on a flight. The dads are coming up to see the kids graduate. Ted looks at my dad and says, "Your kid's in real estate?" And he's, "Yeah." He says, "Does he know my kid, Tim?" He said, "Probably. They went to school together." "Well, if the kid ever needs a job, have him call me." So I called him, and I went to interview with Ted Pappas for the Kai's company.
And that's history, 1980. In 1982, Hap became the manager of our Coral Springs office and carried that office from 15 to 50 people in the 7 years that you were managing. How did you like that, and why did you decide to go back into sales?
Great question. First of all, when you're 24, 25 years old, you do everything, and you take every opportunity you get. I was thankful for Kai's for giving me that opportunity to manage. So I figured, what the heck, let's give it a shot. I found it challenging for the 7 years I did it, and building an office and getting unbelievable experience that you just can't buy. And it worked for me, it worked for Kai's, we built the office, but my true calling always was sales. And I enjoyed selling and working with the clients, outweighed the benefit of managing associates, so I chose to go back into sales and stay with the company.
Hap has a distinction of being in the top 3 of the Kai's company. This year, right now, at this point in August, $11.5 million in volume. How are you doing that, Hap? And don't say just hard work. I know you work hard.
The obvious answer is hard work. But for me, it's a cumulative effect of being in the business for 30 years.
Referrals.
I've built a client base. It's not. You don't just show up and take the #1 spot in any industry. You build it from the bottom. And so I've got 30 years of cumulative referrals coming at me. And I'm at this point, that's my gig. I just work my client base and I work my referral base. And thank goodness I've been able to build that up and harvest that over all these years. Now it's paying off in a market where everybody's having trouble, and there's a lot of part-time agents going out of business. For us full-timers that have been in it for a while, that have established that base, it's been a good thing this year.
I mentioned at the very beginning your music background. Tell us a little bit about Suite 903. Really what I'm asking is, how do you balance that and your real estate career? Because you're successful in both.
Yeah. In my spare 2 hours a week that I'm not working real estate. The old story, you can take the musician out of the street, but you can't take the street out of the musician. Once a player, always a player. So it's my passion, Phil. It's not it's a hobby. It's not my profession, and you have to balance because our business is tough, full of disappointment, full of challenges, and very stressful. It's probably in the top 10 businesses of being the most stressful. So you have to balance that with enjoyment, and the music has always been enjoyment, and kids gotta rock.
Is that your outlet?
Yeah, of course. It's,
How often do you practice a week?
Yeah, we practice weekly and we play out monthly.
I know I've heard Hap and his band play, and they are very, very good. Soon to have a website, and when it comes up, I'm sure we'll get it out so everybody knows exactly where you're going to be on a schedule.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is good. I want to ask you one last question, and that is, what advice would you give to a new associate that would like to reach the heights of success that you have?
Yeah, I think it's like it's no different than any other business. Is several factors. One is you've got to be in it for the long haul. You've got to be dedicated, and it's got to be a passion. It's got to be something you want. If there is not that level of passion and level of commitment, I think you're doomed to fail. So first is you've got to love what you're doing. You've got to think long term. You can't think short term. Second, you've got to do it every day. You got to get up in the morning and put your clothes on and go to the office or home office or wherever you work out of, and you've got to be diligent every single day. The next piece of advice is there's only so many things you can do proactively to create business, and you have to do those items, make yourself a list, stay focused every day. And then the last is execution. It's just like, I'd say it's a good analogy to maybe working out. You know, when you do it, it's great and it's fulfilling and it's successful and it's rewarding. And when you don't do it, you suffer. And so if you're committed, if you're passionate, if what's they say, plan the work and work the plan.
Yeah.
And every day you've got to be in it to win it.
Very good. Top producer for over 30 years in the Kai's company, Mr. Hap Pomerantz.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you very much.
All right, rock on.